back, everyone, to our Groundskeeper Chat series. I am your host, Meg Kruger, coming live to you from Columbus, Ohio at the OTF conference. And I am joined by my co-host, Mr. Christopher Bell.
Hello, hello.
And we also have our wonderful guest here with us today, Mr. Chris Mason with the Columbus Clippers.
Hello.
Look at that. I knocked it out of the park.
Great.
So this is your first time on the Groundskeeper Chat.
First time.
So I'm excited to have you join us. But how we always start is the turf origin story. So take us. How did this career come on your radar, and how did you make the decision to jump in full force?
How much time do we have? So I played baseball my entire life growing up. Through college. Well, I should say I sat in the bullpen in college. But throughout high school, I kind of always had a little bit of an interest in it.
Okay.
I actually went to college. I was chemistry pre-farm.
Okay.
Switched my major to history and Spanish.
Okay.
Transferred schools. Just decided, I think I want to go to law school.
Okay.
And I had it all planned out. John Marshall School of Law, Cleveland State sounded great because 20 minutes from where I grew up in Eastlake.
Oh, nice. Eastlake.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Westlake.
Okay. Yeah.
And Chris is Chagrin Falls.
There you go.
Look at that. I had no idea you were over that way.
We got a good Northeast Ohio table right
I love it. I love it.
I was at Lake Erie College in Paynesville.
Okay.
After transferring from Walsh, like I said, double major history and Spanish. Long story short, couldn't afford my senior year of college. I dropped out.
Okay.
I was working at a golf course in Chardon.
Okay.
In Mayfield at Sand Ridge in Chardon.
Very
over
cool.
by Best Sand over there, and working part-time because our college coach knew the head groundskeeper at Lake County. And
Okay.
he's like, hey, I got a golf course guy on staff. And I'm like, yeah, I'll talk to him. Mm-hmm. So I picked up game day in 2011. Moved to an assistant in 2012 when he found out I wasn't going back to school.
Okay.
He's like, I think you could do this. And I'm like, all right, cool. Sounds good. I got to do something. Student loans are coming.
Yeah.
From there, it was a lot of just industry connections that were made.
Okay.
My biggest is Matt Duncan, who's become a fantastic, he's one of my best friends.
Oh, I love it.
We were both in weddings for each other. And it's,
very sweet.
So he was the one that kind of pushed me along. I love the golf side of it. Mm-hmm. I hated getting up at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It's just, I had talked with one of our assistant supers at the time, and he's like, I said, Justin, what's the hardest part of what you do?
Yeah.
And he goes, I've worked 118 straight days of 5 to 5.
Yikes.
And I'm like, yeah. 6-month baseball season sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The having multiple acres to take care of breaks up the monotony of the day to day.
For sure.
But there's just something about being on a baseball field that I've always been drawn to.
Yeah.
So I bounced around a little bit. Got my start in Clinton, Iowa.
Okay.
Was there for a year. Single A for the Mariners. Moved back to Ohio in Niles.
Okay.
With the Scrappers.
Okay, where Matt Duncan's son is.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so cool.
And then, so was turf manager of the year for the league that year.
Okay.
Which led me to move to Charleston, West Virginia.
Okay.
To oversee a field renovation there. Spent 3 years, met my lovely wife there.
Wonderful.
She moved with me to Altoona, Double A for the Pirates. So it was inter-organization kind of deal. Moving up, they knew what I was doing there.
Yep.
Thought I could help them out. And won field of the year there in 19. Got out of it. When Duncan left to go to DLF, he called me and he's like, you're interested in coming back to Ohio? Central Farm's looking. And I'm like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So moved to Columbus, started working part-time here with the Clippers.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, and then it all kind of, guy before me put his notice in, and they knew who I was and what I had done, and they're like, can you get us through? And I said, yeah, but I don't want the job. Yeah. I talked with my wife a little more, and she's like, I'd rather you not be traveling and be home. I know you're going to work some long hours, but, so here we are.
Look at that. I love it. And so when you said Lake County, you were with the Lake County Captains?
Yes.
Did you ever cross paths with Christo Wallace at the same time?
So we did. Through the obvious channel of Matt Duncan.
Yes, okay.
Christo at one point, I think, was like a box office intern with Mahoning Valley.
Okay,
But showed
funny.
Yeah, he showed some interest in turf. I could be wrong. Sorry on Christo if I'm wrong on that. But we had met when I think Mahoning Valley was hosting an all-star game.
Okay.
This was back when they were still affiliated, obviously.
Okay.
Matt Rollins was the head groundskeeper. A bunch of us went over to help because of Duncan. So like Chris Walsh from Akron, myself.
Okay.
And I remember Christo being there. I actually remember sitting in left field. We were trying to squeegee water underneath the fence because they were trying to get the home run derby in.
Nice.
And, I think that was the first time I met him, but yeah, he had been there after the fact, taking that place over after I had already moved on.
Okay. Okay.
But we've talked ever since. So.
Yep. Very cool. And so now you've been over at the Clippers then full-time head guy for 3 seasons?
August of 23. So it was like
Okay.
the back end of the 23 season and then 2 full seasons now.
Okay. Very cool. And I will say when it comes to baseball and definitely minor league baseball, like you said, you've always been pulled to the baseball field, and I will find more times than not that the gentlemen who are the people who are successful in that position, you have to have the passion for baseball itself, right, paired with the groundskeeping, because the hours, the schedule is so intense, right, and you just really have to have a love for the game. And I really experienced that. The first one who comes to mind is Ben Hartman out with Wichita Wind Surge, because I spent a day out there with him, and once the game started, that was like his time maybe to, do some other things. He could have got food. He could have, it was his time now. And he was like dialed into the game. Now it was game time for him to be a fan. And I just loved that element of it. So I'm sure that's similar for you, where it's just like you also have a love for the game, and that keeps you coming back.
Of course. I mean, there's definitely times where I find myself, obviously we're watching, to make sure that the ball's rolling good. Mm-hmm. No one's getting hurt out there, because if there's injuries, we're the ones carting them off the field.
Yeah.
So we're always paying attention, but, you having a love for the game, sometimes you're a little more excited and a little more beaten when they're defeated. But, you find that balance, and that balance is really what keeps your drive going every day.
Definitely. What's it been like, formulating your own crew and, leading your own crew and trying to keep guys? What's that looked like for you for the last couple seasons?
So it's been good. I mean, the good thing is I worked there part-time with some of the guys that were there, and my assistant, who's absolutely fantastic, Josh, he was an intern in 23. Okay. So like while I was there as a game day guy, he was there full time as an intern.
Okay.
And, we were able to kind of mesh together a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I remember it was postseason, last game of the year. I was walking around the field with the president, and he goes, "How do you feel about these guys?" Pointing to the two guys that were getting us through.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, right there. He's my number one guy."
Yeah.
So like we've been rolling ever since, and I honestly think like just the relationship that we have both on and off the field it's unmatched. It's
keeping it alive, keeping the field going.
So part-time guys, yeah. I mean, we get a good pool from Ohio State of people that have interest. I mean, Connor Duncan was a part-time employee of mine when he showed up at OSU. I'm hoping I can get him to intern next season, but we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, I mean, we've always had, and a lot of times like we rely on word of mouth.
Okay.
Like we rely on, hey, do you got a friend that is interested in doing this?
Yeah.
And it tends to help out. So.
Very cool. And, a love for the game, obviously a love for the craft, but also it sounds like people have really been an anchor for you as well throughout your career, in the sense that, whether they put you in the right direction or have just kept you wanting to stay in this industry. Is that true?
That is true. I mean, a lot of the people that I've met and still stay in contact with, I met here at the OTF conference. I mean, back in 2012. I mean, talking almost 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Granted, I was a 22-year-old kid running around here. I say kid, but at that time, maybe having a little more fun than, but you mature into that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, some of the relationships that have been built over the years, I mean, just, James from Pioneer and Brian Hall and guys like that, I know I can call, and if I ever have a question or just need to talk something out.
Yeah.
And then obviously my sales time with Central Farm and Garden, which I left out, I think, of my origin story, but
it was in there. There was a quick blip in there.
Yeah. So I was a buyer. I was a consultant. I was a sales rep. I was running production. I was kind of doing a lot.
Okay. Very cool.
But it gave me an opportunity to get even closer with a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Because I was calling them and I was going to see them. I was walking the fields and talking with them. And I mean, that's honestly, like, relationships are one of the things that I stress the most. And even with, bringing Josh over, who was never a turf guy before, coming and working for me, I said, go meet him, go meet her, go talk with these people.
Yeah.
Like, just get to know everybody. I mean, that's one thing I always stress to people. Like, I wrapped up my talk this morning. Granted, I was a little behind in time, didn't get to express it as much, but like, make the connections, use the social media sites, go on Twitter, X, go on Facebook. There's a Groundskeeper corner. There's tons of things. There's tons of resources out there.
Definitely. Well, and I think a lot of it with groups like OTF, it's like you said, you can give those people a call. They're like your toolkit, but also it's an outsider perspective. Like sometimes you may have a counterpart on your crew that is in the trenches with you, going through the daily grind. And yeah, they understand the problem inside and out,
right?
But they're too close to it sometimes. Like they're having the same set of eyes that you have on it. And so to be able to call those people and rehash a problem, or also like just have a personal vent session so that you're not bringing that crap to your crew. If you're just like, I need to get some of this out to somebody who's not going to be personally affected by it and can't get through game day because I was, unleashing on them.
Yeah. I mean, literally one of the people that I was as close as I could be with during my time at Central Farm was Ben over at the crew.
Okay, nice.
And now we're neighbors,
Oh, look at that.
So it kind of works out pretty good. But yeah, I totally get it. When there are problems, when there are issues, I try to make relationships with my sales reps, as everyone should.
Yeah.
And I'll call them up and I'll say, hey, you mind popping by and just taking a look at this? Because I know they'll have a different perspective on it all. They're not going to be, we're our worst critics, and they're going to be like, no, they'll be reassuring. Sometimes you need that reassurance, but they also can be, like you said, an extra set of eyes, and that way you're not, or someone to vent to, so you're not going to your crew with your issues and things like that.
So you were on the field, you went into industry, or some call it the dark side, and then you went back, and now you kind of see that perspective as being someone who was a service provider. Did that change your perspective of those who come in compared to your first running on working fields? Are you more receptive to that feedback from those people, or do you go out and look for it more now, or is it pretty much the same? You kind of understood it to begin with.
So I had a good understanding of it just because Matt was always walking around and coming and see me and going and see everybody else throughout the state and other states and things like that. But, knowing that a lot of these guys are getting out and they're seeing high schools, they're seeing colleges, they're seeing professional sports, they're seeing, you name it.
Yeah.
I mean, someone is bound to have the same issues you're having. And so, yeah, I do rely on that. I mean, obviously I'm a little bit older and a little more experienced now. So sometimes it's more just a reassurance or take a look at it, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, my outlook on the sports industry as a whole after getting out for a couple of years, it's completely changed.
Tell us.
Work-life balance.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I have so much credit for you all, that your desk jobs and doing things like that, because that was more draining on me than doing the actual physical labor.
Yeah.
It really was. I mean, driving in the car, I was hour and a half to and from the office. Because I'd have to go to the office 3 days a week when I started progressing my roll-up further.
Okay.
But I'd also be, you're talking 1,200, 1,500 miles a week.
Jeez,
and it was draining.
Yeah.
And it's...
So you're saying the work-life balance for groundskeepers has improved?
Yeah, I am less critical. I'll be honest, I'm less critical of myself. I know that tomorrow's a new day.
I love to hear that, yeah.
I don't have to fix the problems right then and there. They're going to be there, and I have overnight to think about it. How am I going to approach this? Who can I call to help if I need help?
Yeah.
I'm a lot less critical of myself, and that took so much stress off.
Yeah.
So much stress.
That's really cool to hear, because I think it became such a buzzword, work-life balance. I would say probably around the time that I, joined Pioneer and started coming to conferences like this, it was everybody incorporated it into their talk in some way, and whatever their take was. Some of the guys would be like, you got to pay your dues. This is what you do.
Yeah.
Kind of that old school thought. And then there was folks that would be like, yeah, we need a change. And then there would be a beacon of change or what have you. But to hear that people are actually experiencing the change is really cool and reassuring.
Yeah. I mean, all it did was take an outside perspective. I remember going and looking at other people's fields or, wherever, common areas, and just thinking to myself, I used to stress about that so much.
Yep.
And then I'm like, why?
Yeah.
there's a solution. Just let the solution happen. If you can't fix it, I always say, like, my motto is control what you can control and fix what you can't. Like, if you can't control it, don't worry about it. Just fix it. Like, take the time. Don't stress. You can't control it.
Very cool.
I mean, it's a big thing, and I know it's been a big thing for a lot of people for a long time, but actually trying to put it in play, like giving guys days off, understanding that, you know, we don't have to be there, all of us, every single night for games, and someone else can manage just, you know, the day-to-day of it. And it's been a breath of fresh air. I mean, I get through a full season now, and it doesn't feel like it used to.
Wow, that's really cool. Very cool. And you know, that came from your outside perspective. How do you think you can get through to somebody that, you know, maybe they're 10 years into the gig and they're like holding on for dear life, where it's like, I've done it this way always, so I have to keep doing it this way to be successful. How do you think we get through to them that, you can let go a little bit, and allow that guy who's been alongside you to maybe have some ownership over different things or what have you?
I mean, us as groundskeepers, like, we love being in control of everything. If we could control the weather, we would.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's realistic. If we could, we would. But knowing that you hired these people in to help you, right? And knowing that they're here to do the same end goal that you guys, that I have, you know, like with my assistant Josh, we know what the final product's supposed to be. We know what we're supposed to get done each day. I can delegate off to him. He can delegate off to, you know, the interns or whatever it may be, just to ensure that everything gets done. I mean, my biggest way to try to get through to really anybody in the industry that's struggling with, you know, I'm at a breaking point, like I'm here every day, I'm doing this, is step back. Just literally take a step back and call somebody. Yeah. Like, I am more than happy to speak with anybody on my experiences. I mean, I just turned 36. I've been doing this for 18 years.
Crazy,
like I've been involved in it for 18 years.
Yeah.
So like, it definitely helped me with getting out of it. It definitely helped me talking with people who were in it and are now out of it, or out of it and back in it. You know, I mean, we all have different perspectives, and it's just being able to take the time and talk it out. Yeah. You know, you can't, I wrapped up my talk with it. I said, you know, don't be afraid to reach out to anybody. Yeah. Because we've all been through it. Definitely. Yeah, it kind of comes, in a way, those folks were right when it's like, you got to pay your due. It does come with the territory in some sense. And a lot of lessons have to be learned the hard way, unfortunately. And I fear that may be one of them. And, you know, some people come away with it, you know, with the lesson learned, and some join the dark side, like Chris mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I didn't coin the term.
It's true.
Trust me, I've heard it plenty of times.
But so going into your next season, what are you most looking forward to? In the sense, like, are you looking forward to, you know, your crew, or do you guys have exciting projects coming down the road? What are you guys excited for over at the Clippers? So yeah, we've got a lot going on. Especially with, I have an expanded role now. Okay. I'll be taking over as the Vice President of Operations and Grounds. Okay. As of January 1. So I'll be starting to oversee a lot of ballpark maintenance. You know, we're looking at some new video boards, new ribbon boards. Okay. We got a field renovation in the works for fall of 26. We got a home clubhouse renovation in the works for fall of 26. Okay. Wow. So we're starting to really reinvest in the place. You know, it's been 16 years. Okay, wow. Since it was built, so it's about that time. And it's going to be a fresh look. It's going to be exciting. Very cool. I most look forward to just being out there with my staff. Yeah. I mean, seeing those guys and gals on a daily basis it's fantastic. I mean, you know, Josh and I had both joked that we get tired of looking at each other all winter, but it's a breath of fresh air when we get some people back in. Yes, and I will say, like, the game day staff element of it really, I just think, is so unique, because I feel like that's fresh fire coming in every single day. Right. Whether it's like a super young kid that's got this new enthusiasm for the gig, or they're just discovering that this is a possibility, or I love the people that this is like a second, you know, career for them. Like, hey, maybe they're a teacher and they do this in the summer, or, you know, what have you, or this is just a full 180. I just think that game day crew is such an opportunity to not only give people a chance to get close to the game, but also kind of help your perspective stay fresh and be like, oh, people, like, you know, this fresh set of eyes coming in. It's like, you're almost doing it for them too. Like, you want them to enjoy it. Yeah, and I mean, most everyone that I've found does.
you know, a lot of the people we talk, they're all different walks of life. Like you said,
Yep.
they're college students. I got a guy that's he owns his own mowing company.
So
I got another
cool.
guy that is a buyer for a building company.
Okay.
Like during his day job, but loves base. I got a guy that works for Nationwide Insurance that he's from Cleveland area and is a huge Guardians fan. So he just wanted something to do. I mean, it's
so cool.
It's all walks of life. You
Yeah.
know, and each one of them are receptive. That's the most thing, you know,
Yeah.
most important thing we look for in people. It's how receptive they are of trying to do things and things like that. But yeah, I mean, it's great every time, you know, new staff comes in each day and,
Yeah.
hey, let's catch up. How was your day today? You know, what'd you
Yeah.
have going on? And,
Well, what is like the height of the day for you? Or I guess where you feel most at home or most excited to relive? Is it, you know, when you're there opening the park by yourself in the morning, or is it, you know, setting up BP? Like what is that game time feeling for you?
first arriving in the morning.
Okay.
It's usually just me and the people cleaning the stands.
Yep. Yep.
So, I mean, having that moment to myself, honestly, hopping on the mower, just putting my headphones on and just relaxing.
Yep.
I mean, that moment by myself, I always told my staff I'll be in an hour and a half before you to get the day set up. I do a lot of my planning then. But, I mean, the most rewarding feeling, and I'm sure most groundskeepers at the professional level say this is, first pitch.
Yeah.
You know, you step back, you see all of what you've done right there.
Yep.
And athletes out, fans enjoying it. You know, that's what we do it for.
And so what are you listening to in your headphones when you're mowing? You a podcast guy, or are you a country music, or what, or is it every day is different?
Yeah, there's a pretty good trend, and it's to most it's not relaxing.
Okay.
Listening to a lot of metalcore.
Okay.
I've got a wide array of music, but I keep kind of just falling back into metal. I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah.
It could not be further from I was just telling Chris the other day, my son asked me to turn off my music because it was putting him to sleep. He's like, Mom, this is really making me sleepy. Because I like a folky, music. But are you a Spotify listener?
YouTube music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Random, right?
I've never heard. Does it play the videos as your?
It can, but you
Okay.
can set it to just do songs as well.
So do you have a subscription for that, or?
Yeah, it's monthly subscription for it.
I've never heard anyone using YouTube music.
Yeah,
Look at you, Trend Center.
I don't know how I came across it, but it works. It works.
Okay.
It'll curate.
I'm an Amazon Music guy,
that's
so
what
I
I'm
get made
saying.
fun of too.
Oh,
Spotify
that's really
people.
weird too. That's a weird one.
It fits the bill.
Add it to the list. But really, I feel like with those things, if they get you with a push notification or like an email sign up, and you go through all the hassle of setting something up, it's like you're set for life.
That's it.
Like with me, my brother somehow still doesn't realize he's paying for my Spotify.
Well, now that it's going to be on a broadcast.
I hope he doesn't listen to this.
So it's like I'm there for life because I don't know the username, I don't know the password. So that's where I'm at.
Whenever I see it, I'm like, "You're raising my subscription $2 a month? Whatever. It's not worth changing."
Exactly.
You know?
We got to figure out what that business model is. I need to find a product that I can put on to that model. But Chris, did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, cool. We always joke that it's always around the final seconds that I'm like, oh, Chris.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to participate? No. I'm good.
But Chris Mason, thank you for joining us. We appreciate the time, and you're welcome back anytime. We'll see you in Fort Worth, I assume.
We'll be in Fort Worth. So
Okay.
yeah, I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you again for
Wonderful.
having me. And
Thank you.
anytime I can help out, not just you guys, anybody listening out there, get a hold of me.
I love it. And what is your social media?
I'm primarily on X,
Okay.
Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
And I think you're just at Chris Mason.
C_Maceface.
Maceface.
Yeah.
Okay.
Far from what you thought.
I picked it up in college. It was a nickname, Maceface for Mason, and it just I never felt like changing it. So
I love it.
I saw some meme the other day that was like, who I am in real life, and it's just this businessman, and then it's like the username that I picked when I was 12, and it's like Timothy Chalamet from Dune, and it's like they're two different people, but
My old email from 30 years ago was Michelob Dog.
I don't know why you wouldn't have kept that one.
that's great.
That is good. All right, well, we'll leave you with that, folks. Thank you.
So yeah.
Thanks.